This story begins in the areas of present-day Pakistan and northwestern India, where a revolution was brewing around 3300 BC. While humans elsewhere in the world lived in tribes and relied on hunting in the fertile plains of the Indus and Saraswati rivers, our ancestors were building the world's first planned urban civilization. This civilization spanned more than 1 million square kilometers, surpassing the combined Egyptian and Mesopotamian civilizations of that time. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro were the crown jewels of this civilization. But what made these cities special was their planning. If you had flown overhead with a drone at that time, you would have seen a giant chessboard laid out below. This is called the grid system. The roads weren't zigzag, but intersected each other at 90-degree right angles. The main roads ran from north to south, so that when the wind blew, the entire city would be automatically swept. This was an engineering feat that even today amazes architects around the world. The Harappan engineers can be called brick wizards. They set a standard for construction that applied throughout the empire, whether in the north or south. The proportions of bricks were exactly the same everywhere. This uniformity is the biggest proof that even 5,000 years ago, there was a strong central administration that strictly enforced these standards. The design of the houses was also remarkable. To avoid the noise and dust of the main road, doors opened onto back alleys instead of the main road. Almost every house had a courtyard, a kitchen, and, most strikingly, a private bathroom and restroom. The walls were built thick enough to keep the house cool even in the summer. This architectural approach demonstrates their importance to both comfort and science. Amidst the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro, there's a structure that still amazes us. The Great Bath, or Great Bath, is approximately 39 feet long and 23 feet wide. It was a 100-foot wide water tank. Its engineering is unparalleled. To prevent water from seeping out, gypsum cement was used to set the bricks, and a thick layer of bitumen, or natural tar, was applied over it. This is the world's oldest example of waterproofing. Historians believe it was used for social or religious rituals. But the story of water wasn't limited to this. The city of Dholavira in Gujarat excelled in water conservation. Located in the middle of a desert, the city's engineers built massive reservoirs and dams to collect rainwater. They carved channels into the rocks that brought river water to the city's large tanks. Dholavira's water management system remains a case study for modern hydro engineers. The backbone of the Harappan economy was trade, and Lothal was the center of this trade. Located on the coast of Gujarat, Lothal is the site of the world's oldest man-made ship harbor. It housed a large brick basin where ships arriving from the sea would anchor. From here, Harappan ships carried mangoes, ivory, beads, and wood to Mesopotamia, including present-day Iraq, Oman, and Bahrain. Ancient Mesopotamian writings refer to Harappa as Meluha. Harappan seals found in distant lands attest to the vastness of their trade network. They used stone weights for weighing. But the greatest mystery of this civilization still challenges us: their script. The Harappans wrote on thousands of seals, pottery, and copper plates. Over 400 different characters have been discovered. A large signboard with 10 large letters was found in Dholavira. This was perhaps the world's first billboard. But even after 100 years of effort, we have been unable to decipher it. We don't know what language they spoke. The day this script is deciphered, history will be rewritten. Regarding religion, they were nature worshippers. The most interesting is the Pashupati Sheel, in which a man is seated in a yogic posture surrounded by animals. Many scholars consider this to be an early form of Lord Shiva. The symbol of the swastika, the worship of the peepal tree, and the use of vermilion in the parting of the hair are all inherited from there. Such a great and developed civilization, which stood peacefully for almost 1,000 years, how did it end? Around 1900 BC, cities began to decline. Drains began to clog, and trade came to a halt. It was previously believed that the Aryans invaded, but now, science has disproved this. The real killer was climate change. Satellite imagery reveals that the Saraswati River, whose banks supported hundreds of settlements at that time, began to dry up as tectonic movements diverted its waters towards the Yamuna. The Indus River, on the other hand, changed its course, causing devastating floods. The monsoons weakened, leading to droughts. When the water was gone, cities were deserted. People abandoned their magnificent homes and migrated east and south to the Gangetic Plains. They didn't die, they simply dispersed. The Harappan civilization vanished, but it didn't die. Even today, when we say namaste with folded hands, when we practice yoga, or when we build courtyards in our homes, we are unknowingly carrying on that 5,000-year-old tradition. The Harappans live within us. Their blood and DNA still flow through India's veins. These silent ruins remind us that we are heirs to a legacy that was a world leader, even when the rest of the world was just learning to walk. This history isn't just about bricks buried in the soil. This is the story of our own roots. For more such insights into ancient events and history, including those from India and the world,